Alrighty, welcome everybody to the Wednesday night Come Alive call. Super excited to be here filling in for Sean Escobar, who's actually with us tonight too, so I'm sure he'll be popping in with his 2 cents, but it's my turn to be here because this is my happiest day of the week, coming in to hear these amazing testimonials that we see impacting lives since the ER Shred launched back in October of 2020. It really has gone so wide. So I'm excited to be here tonight. If you want to reach even more people, go ahead and find my page on Facebook, Heather Seca Leonard, and you can share it directly from my page, and I will go and make sure those permissions are updated because I know my book face doesn't always like me, and it goes from public to private as soon as I hit post. And so share it directly. There we go. All right, so a few announcements before we get started. Number one, our next group shred is coming up on June the 6th. That will be our next group shred. We are titling that one, Why Wait Till Summer? Because summer doesn't officially begin till June 20th, so we've got time to get a whole another 11 days in before the summer kickoff. So share the shred, share the stories, get your products ordered. We've got time before that next group shred. Awesome way to get started. It's always better to shred with friends. I want to say thank you to Mr. Jesse James Janik and Sarah O'Bannon for their amazing Shred Your Body call last night. They are showing up and bringing some very meaty content. You can find all of these calls on both our ER Shred podcast as well as our ER Shred YouTube channel, so you can catch that. I want to do a thank you to Ms. Crystal Escobar and Lisa Oken for their 5 questions call this week. I did catch that in the group and on the YouTube channel as well. And a shout out to our other ambassador, Bob Sivray, and all of his guests last week as he talked about the shred business. We appreciate that coming forward, but we also do understand that we are shredders and the board is here to support you, but we are also running our own families. So Bob wanted me to share that he is unavailable for the Shredders United business call tomorrow night because he will be attending graduation, which is a very significant impact. So there will be no Shredders Unite call, but thank you to all of those who joined him last Thursday. Something else about these testimonials and these calls, there is a new playlist on our YouTube channel, which I'm really excited about and put a lot of time in. These testimonials are extremely powerful, and we know that there are so many stories out there. So the last 6 months of Come Alive calls, every single story has been cropped to be the stories. So we have almost 100 stories of testimonials from the last 6 months available on our YouTube channel playlist. So go be inspired, hear these stories, share these stories. These stories impact so many people, and these stories resonate with us on so many levels. And we never know whose story is going to resonate with somebody else. So go back and hear those stories, share those stories. And then I encourage you to share your story. And because it's the end of the school year and I am a teacher by day, I am a superhero shredder by night, but to help organize while Sean and Crystal are dealing with their home stuff and I'm dealing with the end of the school year, I'm asking that we share the Come Alive call sign up link, tinyurl.com. You can find it in the Facebook group, tinyurl.com/come alive call. Be brave, put up those swords and be a warrior, because you never know whose story you're going to impact. And as you can see from the gallery of this community, our new ER Shred gear is here and it is amazing. And I want to shout out Sean and Crystal Escobar doing what they could in ordering this for us. So they have it on hand so they can ship it out to us. So while what's in the store is live and in their possession, so they can ship it out to us pretty well. So go to ershredgearstore.com. Rock the shred, show your support, and then have people ask you, what are you doing? Because you know what? Our gear looks on fire, right? You can see it in these groups, the aprons, the hats, the t-shirts, the hoodies. Go check it all out. It's at ershredgear.com. All right, I think that's all I've got for announcements. So I would like to go ahead and kick it off with our first testimonial for tonight. Is it Isabel Marin? Is that how you say it?
Yes, that's how you say it. Yes.
Welcome to the Come Alive call, Isabel. Where are you calling in from tonight?
I live in Southern California, city of Carson, actually, by Long Beach.
Ooh, by Long Beach. Must be nice. What's your weather over there? Because I'm kind of weird in New England right now.
About 5.
Nice. So before we get into your story, what are you passionate about? We like to take an opportunity to get to know our shredders.
Passionate. Oh, I travel and a workout. I'm a workout crazy woman. Work out at 5 o'clock in the morning. Every day.
What's your favorite workout?
I do high intensity. So I don't like running. So that I hate, but they make us run.
Yeah, my spin class was canceled tonight. And they're like, you can go to CrossFit. I looked at the workout of the day and there's running. I said, no, I'll go home and spin. Thanks.
Yeah.
So I hear you on that. I am not a fan of running either. So who shared ER Shred with you?
So, this to me is more like I'm a believer in God, and I believe that he puts people together for a purpose. I am currently with the nutritional cleansing.
Yeah.
And I was doing that for a while, and I always post up from the Isabody challenges and stuff, people on my page. And I ran across Sarah, and I never knew her, didn't know her. But I like to ask for permission to post their pictures. And she goes, oh my gosh, I'm so honored. And she told me about the ER Shred and what she does. And I'm like, what is this?
Sarah O'Bannon?
Yeah. And she didn't know me from Adam. We didn't know each other, but she gave me this whole spiel, and I said, what is this? And so she is the one that introduced me, and I can say she is my coach. She walked me through it literally. Okay. Because this is new, but it's a no, to me is a godsend because of the way it happened and how we've connected. And it happens to be that her and I are very similar in many, many ways. So we've bonded as friends through Facebook, but Messenger, and she holds my hand, but she no longer has to hold my hand because I got it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what was new and different for you when you were looking at this?
Well, what kind of freaked me out was the meat, and because that's not, it's not in the plan. And so I said, okay, I'm going to trust her because I found her from a trusted source. So she gave me where to find everything, literally treated me like I was a brand new little girl, showing me how to. So I did exactly what she told me. I did exactly, but then I told my husband, we're doing this. And he goes, are you for reals? And I said, yeah, we're doing this. Just trust me. And we started it, and here we are. I'm super pumped. I've switched. I call it, I'm tweaking it. That's what I call it. The other thing too, the incubation of the shakes, it's truly amazing. It really is. I have no other words to say than this is a keeper. I told my husband, okay, that's it. This is it. This is our plan forever. And he goes, okay, whatever you say, so he follows whatever I tell him to do. He lost 10 pounds the first shred. I lost 8 plus a lot of inches, which Sarah told me you didn't measure it correctly. So I've lost more than the 4 inches that I thought, because I didn't measure my neck and so I've lost more. But I could keep talking until forever until you stop me. But I absolutely love it. I mean, I'm to the point where it says you to have the water at a certain temperature scientifically, and I do it exactly like it says on the paper. I don't just say, no, I'm going to do it lukewarm. No, it's 85 degrees and that's what it's going to be. And I have my husband watching it to make sure, but that's just me. Everybody can do whatever they want, but I like to do it perfectly well.
So you're a rule follower. How has it been being a rule follower? Like, I'm hearing that. How has that been for you?
I love it. I mean, I have structure. So for me, it's the structure. So I have the plan on my refrigerator, and it tells me, okay, well, like today is my 2 cleanse days, and I'm doing that as we speak.
Cheers.
And I finished my 11-day shred, and I rinse and repeat. I'm going right back at it. I'm not going to stop. I'm not. And I told my daughter, she goes, but that looks really hard. And I said, I'm enjoying the fact that I can have bacon.
No kidding.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that was like a no. As a matter of fact, my husband said, look at all the food that you told me I was going to die if I ate it. I said, but it depends what you buy. Because now with this ER shred, I have learned to look at or read the labels, the bacon, the meats, it's specific. It's not like you're going to go get any bacon. It's specific, no nitrates, it's the junk you're putting into your body. The one thing I hated was black coffee. I can't have black coffee. And Shannon or Sarah also said, get a frother and get the butter and start frothing it. Oh my goodness. It tastes like a latte. So honestly, there's nothing bad about this. This is so doable. So I wish my daughter would do it. She said she was going to watch it. I said, trust me, do it. But here I am. I can talk until tomorrow. You got to stop me.
No, I don't have to stop you, because your vibration has obviously come up from what you've been doing. I can see it. I can hear it in your voice. I mean, yeah, I heard 8 pounds and more than 4 inches because there were some mismeasurements, but that's scale stuff. But I can hear it in you that you've decided this is your lifestyle. But what are some of those other non-scale things that you've noticed?
So besides the fact that my clothes are starting to be loose, people are starting to say, what are you doing? My gosh, you've lost weight. And I'm like, let me tell you. So this is amazing. I'm happy because the reason I started is because I was at a point where I was at a plateau. And there's so much you can do. And this changed it up. I call it tweaking it because it is a tweak for the shakes, but everything else is a huge change. And I enjoy it. I won't even have anything but the meat. My husband's like, but have some vegetable. I'm in my 11-day shred. Finished it. I go, that. And when I'm going to when I'm going to a restaurant, people actually are amazed that I'm asking for butter for my coffee. Like, what are you doing? And I said, it's really good. You got to try this.
Exactly.
So I've gotten people that are Latinos that do not speak any English. And I through you guys, Spanish stuff all printed out.
Shout out to Miss Rocio Rabel for that one.
Yes. And you, Heather, I remember you helped me because I had an issue with the shakes, and you literally went live and did a video to show us what the pro shake is versus the, I mean, that's how, and I have truly never seen a community so loving, caring, and it truly is a sisterhood and a brotherhood. This is not only Sarah, but I also met Melanie. She was another mentor of mine when Sarah, I guess, was very busy. She wouldn't answer me. So I went over to Melanie and I said, hi. And she, because I also asked her to post her pictures. And that woman taught me how to do the salt water thing.
Yes, the pink water. Yep.
That because I was literally falling asleep, and she helped me with, and I learned so much. The pink salt, the minerals, the nutrition. I've learned so much in these 11 plus days than in the 2 or plus years that I've been doing my nutritional cleansing.
So what I'm hearing from you is the 11 days have been easier for you than the last 2
Yes.
plus years.
Yes, because I feel I almost feel free. You know, I can do whatever, I can eat whatever I want, not whatever I want, but the things that I thought were not good for me.
Right.
You know, I deprived myself, and you learn that it's not that it's terrible. It's the choices that read the label. That's all you have to read.
Mm-hmm.
And these 2 people that I thank from the bottom of my heart is Sarah O'Bannon and Melanie. Oh my gosh, they're my true angels. That and then when I'm down and out, that I'm like, man, I messed up. I ate too much of the chicken. They're like, you ate well. Come on. And so, you know, and they just, the things that I'm guilty of is eating too much of the meat. I keep away, but I truly thank God that I found you guys, because you guys are very different, extremely different.
We like to be different. But what I'm hearing from you is, you know, we have this mindset shift that we're eating until we're satiated,
Right?
Which is so different than what we're used to.
Exactly.
And I'm hearing you say you get to eat. But then some people say, well, you're only eating. But I'm satisfied with what's on our grocery list. I'm satisfied with beef and bacon and shrimp, butter and eggs. Like, I am satisfied with that because I'm fully fueling, but I'm fueling with quality, versus when I was doing it in the different lifestyle, I'm measuring and weighing and balancing. Can I have this? It was a job, right?
Yes. Yes.
And this, while I'm eating like a queen, that's what Lenny tells us, feast like a king and a queen. I feast like a queen, but I feast like a queen on quality. And therefore, it has become easier. And it's, to me, it's enjoyable, because give me a steak every day for dinner and I am satisfied.
Yeah. And you know what? It's not a diet. It's not. And that's what, but you really, in my opinion, you have to be committed. You have to really want to be healthy. And because I want to be healthy, and because I love the way I feel, I will continue to do that. And I enjoy shrimp. I do fish. I do the meats. My husband said, well, why are you doing so much meat? And I go, because we haven't had in so long. You know, and it's just satisfying. And then the fact that I can eat, like he said, but you're eating too much. No, I'm still hungry because I did work out. So I'm going to eat until I'm satisfied, period. I drink my water, nothing else. It truly is simple. It isn't hard at all. If anyone says it is hard, I want you to tell me what's the hard part. I don't have a hard part.
My part is,
I love that. So my question for you, after Sarah had brought you in, if you were you're obviously sharing it because your vibration is there and you want to tell everybody what you're doing. I can see it, I can feel it, I can sense it in your energy. My question for you is, what would you say to those that you're bringing in? What do you think is the most beneficial thing for them if they wanted to give this a try?
Well,
could you say that again?
Siri just thought I was talking to her. Um, what I have been telling the people is trust me. Trust me, take that one step. Can you do 11 days? Just 11.
Mhm.
After that, do what you want to do, but give yourself 11 days. And most of the people that I've spoken to, I have one, her name is Christina. I don't know if she's listening now. She's following me. I told her, try it. And she's told me, I'm going to keep doing this. I had my son and my daughter-in-law, and she was very swollen or inflamed or with inflammation. She said, wow, I feel so much better. She goes, of course I'm going to continue. You know, my husband, he's doing the 11-day shred again with me, you know, and he hasn't said, oh, I'm not going to do this. He's doing it. So if it was hard, you know, and I tell them, just trust me, just trust me. And so far, that's what I tell them. Trust me, because the people that see me see the energy that I have, you know, and they see how I'm eating, and they see that my face is cleared up, you know, and I'm happy, and I'm enjoying life, and I love it. And
Right.
I got the t-shirt. It's just I didn't wear it today, but I got the t-shirt because I show it off everywhere I go.
There you go. And you know what? I love that non-scale victory, that your skin comes back and it glows just from fueling the right way on the inside. You can see it. I remember when I was starting my journey, Susan and Jesse used to talk to me about that when we would get into different calls. So anything else on your heart you want to share before I move on to the next shredder?
No, I just want to thank you all for the people that have started this, that you started this, because it truly works. And there's nothing else that is better than this ER shred. And I'm a true believer. I thank you for the opportunity. And back to the studio, Heather.
Well, thank you so much, Isabel. You are a shred warrior. Let's give you some swords, because it always takes another level to come on here and share your story, and we appreciate that so much. All right, I'd like to move on to our next. Joan Hendel, are you out there with audio tonight?
I am. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. We got it.
It's a great day.
Joan, where are you coming in from?
I'm calling from Iowa. I am a Bostonian, though, really. So we've been living in Iowa for over 30 years. Yep.
I am proud that you are New England roots at heart.
Thank you.
I love that connection, because us New Englanders are a unique breed.
We are. We are.
So what are you passionate about?
Well, you know, I'm passionate about health. I'm passionate about keeping alive, and not just on the outside, but on the inside. I am a cancer survivor. A year ago, I was diagnosed with lung cancer. A year ago, April. And it just really blew my mind, because I've always been an exerciser, a good eater. And then I got lung cancer. Didn't smoke or anything like that, but had secondhand smoke around me all the time. And our world just got shaken. And had the surgery, had a lobectomy, everything was fine. I'm cancer free, I'm healed, all that. And then my daughter introduced me to Isagenix. And she said, you know, you really ought to try this. I'm like, yeah, I did that stuff a long time ago. I didn't like the gritty, whatever that, I don't know, fiber stuff was. It was disgusting. I gagged every time I forced myself to eat it. She said, no, it's all changed. It's really good. Tastes great. I drink birthday cake shakes. And I said, what? Okay, I'll try it, because I was gaining weight and I was eating salads for lunch and healthy dinners and still gaining weight. There's something going on. So I'm passionate about staying healthy and continuing a long life healthy.
Yeah. And more power to you. Congratulations on being in remission. That is a big thing. And we know that we, unfortunately, circumstances are not always out in our control, but we are controlling what we can by fueling with the best nutrition that we can to give our body the best fighting chance with the circumstances that life throws our way, right?
Yes.
So, unfortunately,
absolutely.
It is unpredictable. So tell us a little bit about your story, because you started with the birthday cake shake. So that tells me you were using the traditional protocol, right?
Yes, I started off with the 2 shakes a day and a healthy dinner without any real kind of guidance. But I know enough about nutrition and macronutrients. Well, I thought I did anyway, until now.
So we shook it all up, flipped it upside down, right?
And I wasn't really seeing the results I wanted. I love the birthday cake shakes. Oh my gosh, those I keep saying, how can this be nutritional? It is so delicious. But then nothing was moving, and I jumped online and I got on some, 50 and over senior Isagenix Facebook groups. And somebody on there had mentioned about the ER shred, and I don't remember who that was.
We've got a lot, because we don't discriminate against any ages with ER shred. We go kids all the way up. Everybody's part of us here.
So I checked it out and I joined the group, and I think I talked to you and Melanie Mimi. She's been so wonderful, and Sarah and all the people that you see out there. But then I listened to Jesse's video, and he talked about the fasting, the autophagy, and all of that. And my daughter told me I should do a cleanse. And I'm like, look, I can't fast. I starve and I don't like being hungry. And she said, no, this is different. Yeah, I know. And she, I blew it up. But then when I listened to the benefits of fasting, intermittent fasting, the right way, doing the ER shred protocol, I was blown away. I thought, oh my God, is it really possible for our bodies to regenerate healthy cells just by eating the right foods and doing the right things? I was elated. I said, well, I'm starting. I started on April, whatever it was, the 11th, and I started my shred day 1 and 2, and I did it the wrong way. You know what I did? I did 2 days shakes, 2 days cleanse, 2 days shakes, 2 days cleanse. And I'm like, this isn't so bad at all.
So that second set of cleanse must have been a little challenging.
Yeah. You know what? None of it was challenging the first time. None of it. On day 6, on day 5, my husband went away for the weekend to go help his family. So from Friday to Sunday, my energy was through the roof. You would have thought that I was on some kind of speed, and I was on the cleanse. And then I just cleaned. We have a very small, townhome. But I cleaned everything from top to bottom, was looking for more things to do because I had so much energy. I could not believe it was me. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't even taken any mistakes. So then I thought, this is crazy. And then I went through the 11 days. I lost 10 pounds and some inches. I don't know, maybe 5 inches or something. I don't know what it was, because I don't try not to get focused on that because it drives me crazy. So, and then I just went off for the 5 days and I did another shred in May. And that was just like the first time. It was so difficult for the first 2 days of the cleanse. But after that, it was okay. And I've been just following the protocol, 2 shakes a day still, and then my meat meal in the afternoon. You know, maybe if I'm hungry, I get bone broth, but maybe not. But I'm so satisfied. But the thing I'm finding is when I had my surgery, I went into AFib because it's just part of a possibility. And they put me on some medicine. And I thought, I wonder if I really need this because I haven't had that experience anymore. I called my doctor and they said, no, you can wean off. So I'm not only that, and I'm not saying this cures
Right.
the
And we do
medical
have that disclaimer,
piece.
and you are
Yeah,
using medical professional support.
absolutely. So for me, I went off that medicine. And then I was taking vitamins and supplements. And I don't think I need any of these because all of what I'm taking is right in that shake. So I stopped taking that. Now I'm only taking one. And I don't think I'll ever get off this particular medicine that I'm taking. But I feel good. I sleep like I wear a Fitbit, 2 hours of REM sleep that I average every single night. It's amazing. I'm able to focus. It's a little bit, I'm not so stressed about stuff. I try not to be anyway. I'm more able to exercise throughout the day. My desk is a stand-up desk, so I have bands up there. I have a Pilates ring that I'm doing, and I have a pedaler under my desk, and I'm just working it.
So the list of things you just rambled off of non-scale victories are the things I want to make sure people heard, because I feel like these are the things people need. So I heard energy because you were cleaning like a crazy person, right?
Yes.
I heard focus,
Mhm.
which so many of us squirrel, myself included some days. You're able to balance your stress and cope with what life is throwing at you in a more level way. And then you're getting active throughout the day because you have the energy and you feel better to do so.
Yes.
And REM sleep.
Yes, REM
Who
sleep.
doesn't
Yes.
need quality sleep?
No kidding. And I feel it. Like last night, I only got 1 hour and I have been dragging today, but that's okay. That's just, here's the biggest thing for me. I'm listening to what my body wants and what it needs. Like I put out there on the ER chat shred Facebook thing. Oh, I found popcorn because I love popcorn. But I won't eat it because it's not on the protocol. But I found this healthy popcorn, so I put it out there, and I thought, I don't know whether this is good or bad. But I thought to myself, somebody put need? Do you really need that? And I'm like, I used to sit down with my husband and watch movies with a big bowl of popcorn, and I got skinny pop, so I thought it was, acceptable, and I just eat. And now I'm challenging myself. I'm saying, am I really hungry, or is it the habit of doing this? And if this is the habit, then I'm going to stop that, because it's just self-discipline. Because if I really want this to work for me, and if I really want to stay healthy, and I really want those cells to regenerate into healthy, long-lasting, life-giving cells from my body, then I'm not going to sacrifice, because my body is worth it.
My friend, you just summed up the empowerment of this protocol so beautifully for all of us because of your experience. It's a
so
choice.
Important.
It's a choice. It's a want versus a need. And you are hearing the call that your body has been dying to tell you.
Oh, I wish everybody could hear this, because sugar is the worst enemy of our bodies. When you find out what sugar does to cells that are maybe wanting to turn into cancer, you won't eat sugar. You won't even eat, I read labels like, the mouthwash that we have has sucralose and something else in there, saccharin. Saccharin. I'm old enough to know the little saccharin tablets. They used to put those in coffee and tea. I can't do it. Like, is that really good for me? And you got to watch, like the lady that just shared the label reading. What's in there? What's really in there? And honestly, I do all grass fed. I do all organic. Bread, I don't even eat bread. I don't crave it anymore. And no sweets, not because I look at that and I say, you're the reason. You food, whatever it is. I had to do this because that's how I got over it. You're the reason why I have to be very disciplined now. You're the reason why I have to work on me because I chose the wrong one, but not anymore. I'm done. I want to live a longer life, and I'm determined that I'm going to lose the rest of this 30 pounds. And my husband told me when I get into a certain size, he'll buy me a whole new wardrobe. And I was going to have to because none of those clothes upstairs are going to fit me.
Oh, I like that when he's going to have to put his wallet to it. That's fantastic. Preach on, because I know you're going to get there.
I am. And he even said, wow, that's amazing. Because I show him all the testimonies of people on the Facebook. He said, I can't do the shakes, but I'm going to try the strawberry and I'll try it for 5 days. Bray goes for 11.
Well, that's the thing. It's just a matter of making the choice to start, even if it's just starting with a shake a day. Get the quality nutrition. You know, people were saying, I don't know if I can do the 2 days yet. Okay. So maybe you're not ready to start full bore, but start something. Because you are worth starting something.
Yep.
Make one choice and then you can make the next one.
Exactly. One step at a time. That's really all it is. And that's how it is for anyone that is apprehensive about starting because of this fasting notion. You don't starve on this program at all. Not even when you're doing the cleanse days. You do not. You drink water. You drink your cleanse for life. You drink your bone broth. You do not get starving. In your head. You think you are because it's 5 o'clock time to eat supper. No, it's not. Says who? That's just something that's out there. The society says 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock is dinner time. No, it's not. Dinner time is when your body needs to have something.
Just sit with that for a minute. Society has told us when we're supposed to eat. No, it's not.
Yeah. It's transformational. I feel like a brand new person. I can't even believe myself, honestly. I just can't. I'm so excited. I told my cardiologist about it. I told my oncologist about it. Why don't you tell people about intermittent fasting? Why don't you tell people about autophagy? Because, my brother, he had cancer and unfortunately passed this last January. But I thought to myself, dang, I wish that I had known this before. And he would have maybe had a chance, to get his cells renewed. Because chemo and radiation does terrible things to your body. I never had that, thank God. Thank God they caught mine early. But it's still something that everyone needs. We abuse our bodies so much. I have over my years, but I also know that I can get that back just by naturally what I'm doing.
Yes, we are learning to take back control. We are learning to flip what society has been telling us. I mean, life is going to throw us at circumstances that we unfortunately will never be able to completely avoid. But when we are empowered and we have learned and we are willing to put in the effort to do the research and, read those labels and understanding to read the label the right way and not just looking at the pretty stickers on the front of the package saying this is that, whatever, really looking at what is in there and making an informed decision.
Yep.
Then we are giving ourselves the best fighting chance for whatever is thrown at us.
We absolutely are. And this is a lifesaver for me. This is my life for the rest of my life. This is always going to be my life because I take it with me on vacation. I make sure that I'm well set. I know even if I go into a restaurant, I can eat. I can have, like she said, bacon. I love bacon and meat and chicken and fish and shrimp. I can have all that stuff. I can have anything I want, but it's not what's good for me. So I make the right choices. Every now and then I'll have a glass of wine because we do enjoy going out for wine. And I give myself permission to have that because it's not going to rock my world.
Bingo. And isn't that empowerment that you are making choices for you to live your life and you know a glass of wine here and there is not going to derail your whole journey. You're
Right.
not looking at it as a cheat. You are
Right.
giving yourself permission to treat yourself
Mm-hmm.
within your lifestyle. And that's
Absolutely.
balance, that's empowerment. You know what your limits are, you know what your goals are, you know what you're doing, and you're doing it mindfully and purposefully, unlike maybe that mindless popcorn eating when you used to watch a movie. It's
Right.
now intention behind it.
Right. Right. It's just amazing. We get to know ourselves. I said to someone, you really have to take yourself and put yourself in the chair across the room from you and have a chat with yourself and look at yourself and say, do you really want to eat like that for the rest of your life? I mean, look at you. You're a mess. You keep blowing up. And digestive issues were horrible for me. I went to all kinds of specialists. They couldn't fix it. But guess what? When I started this program, I'm good.
Your body healed. It healed
Yes.
itself.
Yes. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So amazing. Joan, thank you so much for everything you shared tonight. Is there anything else on your heart that you want to share before I move on?
No, I'm so grateful. So grateful. Continue doing what you're all doing for us and with us. And know that you're really, really appreciated. Really appreciated.
And we appreciate you because it's not easy to come on these calls and share your stories. So thank you so much. Let's
You're
give
welcome.
Joan some swords because she is an ER Shred superhero coming on and sharing with us.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Miss Joan. All right. Final story of the night. Miss Heidi, are you with us for an update? There she is in the RV.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Good. Are you in the RV?
Yes, I am. This is it. Our 40-foot fifth wheel. So, and that's my kitchen behind us. So, yes.
So where are you calling in from tonight?
Well, we just started. We picked up the fifth wheel in Florida. I really live in Pennsylvania, and we are traveling for 4 months. And we are in Stone Mountain, Georgia.
Nice. So you are calling in from
Yeah.
Georgia tonight. And for
Yes.
those of them in our community that haven't met you yet, what is something you're passionate about?
Obviously traveling with my husband of 40 years in September, and gardening flowers. I'm not a vegetable gardener, but now teaching my 7-year-old grandson and 5-year-old granddaughter, yes, gardening.
I figured those grandbabies were going to come up in there somewhere because I know I see about them a lot and I love to hear that. So thank you. So for those who don't know, who shared the ER Shred with you?
Well, I've been doing the products for many, many years. In August of 2020, bad year for everybody, right? I was introduced by Dr. Ina to do the
October, right?
Oh, I'm sorry, August of 2020.
We didn't start till October of 2020, so.
I know, but it started with Dr. Ina's restart class.
Oh, her sugar.
And
yeah.
we did a 3-week sugar detox. And then when her husband, Glenn, came on Facebook with the ER Shred, I started 11 days before Thanksgiving. And the day of Thanksgiving was my 12th day. And it's been amazing since.
Awesome. So give us some updates. How are things going since we last checked in with you?
Well, I'm going to tell you that I truly believe with what I'm doing, and a lot of us, I'm reversing aging from the inside out. And I have proof. About a month and a half ago, I ended up in the ER with AFib, but it was a good thing. It was a blessing. It was meant to be, because boy, did I find out a lot about what's going on. And I was on Synthroid, but too much of it. And that's what caused the AFib.
Okay.
Okay. I now have a cardiologist and, spent the night and then left and had to have the test, the echocardiogram, the PET scan, where they put that neon lime
Yeah.
stuff in the body, right? When I went to see her, she gave me the best report ever.
Mhm.
She's a doctor from Brazil. And she said, Heidi, I saw 10 reports yesterday, including yours. And yours by far is unbelievable for your age at 64, taking one medicine. And it was clear that the Synthroid the dosage was way too high. She said, there's no plaque, no this, no that. She gave me a gold star. She said, if I had to rate you from 0 to 10, I would give you a 0, but because you're female and your age of 64, I have to give you a 1. But other than that, I mean, she was amazed.
That's so awesome. So since you're working with a cardiologist,
Yes.
and you are giving medical support, I just curious, did you share your ER Shred lifestyle with them and what was their thought?
Not really, because this doctor was so good that she was so passionate about the heart and how it worked, and she explained everything, so no, it was all about her, about me, so no, I didn't get a chance, because she is new to me, but when I come back in 4 months, she wants to see me, and absolutely I will be. Mm-hmm.
And what I love too, though, is you've been with us since the beginning, and your test results didn't show anything that society has been telling us with red meat and butter, right? Isn't that what everybody's worried about? But yet you ran tests because you had to.
Yeah, you're going to clog your arteries and everything. No, quite the opposite. She said, I can't believe how great everything is. And she kept saying, your age. And when you came into the ER, you were on one medicine. Now, prior to ER, I was pre-diabetic. I was put on 3 different pills and how many times a day, within 3 months, I lowered the A1C from 9.5 to 5.4. The only thing that was misdiagnosed, was this thyroid medicine. You know why? Because I was seeing back then an old doctor, and he would just say, how are you feeling? Well, if you lose 60 to 70 pounds and you're doing the ER shred and you feel fantastic, you automatically say, I feel fantastic.
Right.
And he wasn't looking at the blood work, the lipid panel and everything. My regular doctor said, you're on too much thyroid medicine, but that's up to your endocrinologist to, lower it. And he never lowered it. So since then, in 1 month, it's been lowered twice.
So you
So
I went from advocating.
Yeah, 1.50 to 1.25 in the hospital. They lowered it. And then when I went to see the endocrinologist, again with the blood work, down to 1.
That's fantastic. And again, we're not making any claims, but Heidi's living her lifestyle and working with the medical professionals, and her body is doing the healing. And isn't it amazing? And how has it been exploring your food blueprint? Are you enjoying that? Figuring out what works for you and what doesn't?
Absolutely. But it's so easy now, you know, I don't crave sugars and carbs, you know. Tonight, my culprit food, you know, like spinach and onions and portobello mushrooms are not my culprit foods. So I made a mixture of that, stuffed it in chicken and wrapped it in bacon and used my oven for the first time.
There you go.
And ate that. And yeah, you don't need much. I'm spending less money, you know?
Oh, but that food that you guys eat on the ER shred is so expensive.
Oh yeah, right. No. And you know what? I travel with the bulletproof coffee. I whip it with the grass-fed butter. I have a residential refrigerator full of my grass-fed meat from Pennsylvania, the farm, all my seafood and, you know, butter and bacon and yeah.
So it's a choice, right? It's an intention and it's a choice. Like, you know, you're traveling, so you have planned for yourself to have what you need to live your lifestyle that you feel you're optimal.
Yes, absolutely. You know, and I can't do the protocol, the 11-day, but I don't have to, you know. Do I still want to lose about 20 pounds? Yeah, but it's not about the weight. I don't go on the scale. I listen to my body because I know my body better than ever before, because I was heavy all my life, you know. I don't have a spleen and a gallbladder since I was 10, and I don't get sick, knock on wood.
But your body's there to tell you and to do what it's supposed to do. So congratulations.
I'm telling
Heidi.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I got a gold star from the endocrinologist. I got a gold star from the cardiologist. I'm good.
Awesome. And that's what the Shredder lifestyle is about. So thank you so much, Heidi. We appreciate you. Can we get some swords for Miss Heidi with living this lifestyle and telling us what it's all about? There it is. All right. And so to wrap up the call, do you want to throw it to him? We're going to throw it over to our ER Shred nutrition ambassador, Mr. Jesse James Jamnick.
Look at the little twerp.
You did just get punched through the screen, so now I will mute.
Yeah, dude, Heidi, thank you for sharing that update. You know, I think you've nailed it too, Heather. But you know, I think that the biggest thing that we look at, if we really see this, guys, is no matter where you're at in your journey, no matter what you've done, no matter how many years you've been at this, the key thing is everyone has their own blueprint. And I really believe in my heart that that's what the ER Shred will allow us to do by stripping all the confusion away, which is all the toxic environment, the toxic food, the toxic relationships, the whatever it is in your life, right? You strip that all away and really just get simple, get in tune. You know, Joan, I mean, she talked about, you know, really becoming in tune with her body. How many times do we hear this week after week after week? You know, I just finished another interview where it was the same thing. Like, I'm so in tune with my body, it's blowing people's minds. And you know, Susan always texts me, and I'm like, you know, Susan, this is miraculous. I was like, but it's not shocking to me. It's not shocking to me at all. And I can appreciate that it's shocking for some, but I've been doing this for 20 years. I've been through the ringer, right? So it's like, even when I post some of like my foods, for instance, you know, people have to remember this is Jesse's blueprint. I'm simply sharing my life. Doesn't mean you have to do it. It doesn't mean that my foods are going to be your friend. My food can be your poison. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about the ER shred, is that this is the tracks to run on. We've been saying that from day one, for crying out loud. And we're not going to change course. We're not going to change anything, as a matter of fact. If you still want to add something in the 11 days, I'm going to tell you to suck it up, and I'm going to tell you no. And you can go watch a video on why, because we've already touched on that, right? Like, you got to get back to the basics. You know, so much we're making excuses. We're living these crazy lives where we're putting in, you know, Joan mentioned all these supplements. Why? Because somebody said it was healthy, because some magazine wrote an article. You know, newsflash, let me just share something with you, why you even have to be careful about scientific studies. You know, you can have your own impression of the FDA. You can have your own impression of everything else. I'm just going to share with you what actually happens, and you can back this up with a book called Sickening, where you can actually read all about this. You know, and it's this amazing doctor, and he's the guy who people call when they sue drug companies. Like, he's that witness. He's like the world leading expert. And here's what I learned. When a study comes from a company, say a pharmaceutical company, and goes to a journal, meaning like even like JAMA, like a very prestigious medical journal that you think that you would trust, that your doctors go to, and they go to because that's what they're looking for as information on how to guide and lead in the what's called best practice. Okay, so what people don't know is that the company that submits the report, the doctors that are reviewing, the peer reviewed, the doctors that are reviewing, they actually don't get to see the raw data of that research, because somewhere in the law, it actually protects the company as what's that word? Something property, perpetual property, right? So they're not allowed to see that. Guys, it is just crazy. Now, what's my point of sharing that with you? You just have to be your own best doctor while working with your doctors. I am not against Western medicine. Gosh, come on, let's like, if you need a life, Joan, you needed Western medicine, right? It saved your life. This is not about bashing that. Yes, there's a lot of mistakes. Yes, there's a lot of this, but you have to realize that 90% of situations, and this is not Jesse's opinion, this is scientifically proven in studies that have been published in 2018 on 19, 20, 21, 22, new, but you got to remember, it takes, this is disgusting actually, it takes 17 years for that research, even though it's solid, to actually make its way into standard practice. And that's because of lobbying and money, and it just goes on and on and on. So just keep that in mind. Remember, this is your own blueprint. Do not stop exploring. Do not stop being your own best investigator. That's the way that you're going to get to ultimate health. This is a 20-year journey for me. Everything was not always peachy hunky-dory. Everything was not like I knew what was going on. There's a lot of turnarounds, and there's a lot of dead ends, and there's a lot of roundabouts, but be that person that looks at it and goes, man, what can I pull from this? What can I gain from this? You didn't fail. You just learned something new. You put something else in your toolbox to make you stronger. And when it's time to pull that tool, you pull that tool. Right? You don't use every tool in your toolbox. So, you know, I always like to highlight things I've heard, but Isabel, holy smokes, thank you for sharing. Because I want to is what she said. Because I want to. Listen, that is a different change of vocabulary that in my world of coaching, that is somebody in action, my friends. That is the word of action right there. Because I want to. I want to be healthy. Sean didn't tell me to be healthy. Jesse didn't tell me to be healthy. You know, Sean and I were talking the other day, and it's like, it's funny. We're like, dude, after all these years, here's my answer when you ask me what's best for you. You ready? Get a notepad. Here's my answer. I don't know. I don't know. Yes, I have years of education. Yes, I have all these certificates and things that I work for, but you know what? I don't have the answer for you. We can only give you our best guidance. And that's the whole beautiful thing. And I think that's what this program really is shining with, is giving people that space. And we see it and hear it over and over and over again, right? You know, Isabel, for your husband, why you eating so much meat? Here's your answer. It is the most dense bioavailable nutrition on the face of this planet! Exclamation mark. You can argue with me, you can fight with me, I will scientifically bash you and prove you wrong. High quality, regenerative farmed, grass-fed meat and fat is the most bioavailable dense nutrition. I believe in my soul that it should be the foundation of every human being, because that's how nutritious it is. My 7-month-old gets grass-fed beef, pasture-raised turkey. Like, thank God there's a company out there, because I don't want to make that stuff. And I am so thankful that I'm in today where there's a company who actually cares as much as I do. And man, do I love them so much. And it's so crazy because, you know what? She had her own health journey too. It's funny how we all come to this through our own pain, right? Like Sean suffered, I've suffered, Crystal suffered, Heather suffered, but there's lights on the other side. And I think that's the beautiful thing that this gets to show people, is there's a light at the end of this tunnel. And you know what? That light can just keep shining brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, because for me, there is no end. People go, why do you keep doing this? I go, why not? Like, why not? I just got to bring my 12-year-old up a mountain, and we hiked to 4,802 feet. Do you know that 88% of the American population is metabolically unhealthy, which means they could not do that? I got to bring her to dance in the clouds. Like, why is it important? Whatever that means for you. For me, that's life-changing. That's been years of dreaming, right? You know, Joan, you keeping alive. Like, guys, I can go on and on. Like, I'm not starving. Right. Intermittent fasting, friend, I'm gonna send you something to, just because of your past. You don't. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful that whatever I said, I don't even know what I say sometimes, to be honest with you, but whatever I said, I'm so grateful that it touched you. It's so much bigger than that. It's so much bigger. This is not a fad. This is not some rinky-dinky little thing. This is not because some magazine, you know, finally decided after 20 years they want to jump on the bandwagon. We've been doing this shit forever. And what we know now today than what we even knew 20 years ago, it is just so much more powerful. I mean, it just comes in line, ancestral with the 21st century. I mean, gosh, every week I think that we've hit the mark, we've hit the peak, and I'm proven wrong over and over and over again. So thank you all for showing up. Thank you for coming in the community. I know for me and Sean and the board, the community is everything to us. It is literally everything to us. It literally lights us. Like, it's what we want to do. You know what I mean? Like, we don't have to do it. It just draws to our life. Like, it's just, I don't know, like, I just can't get enough, you know, like, I got to figure out how to find time to have more. And even though that's hard now, like, we still are drawn to that. So I'm going to shut up, but I'm just so excited. I just wanted to touch on those things. Yeah. Oh, Heather, actually, I want to tell one more story. I want to give one more story. So I share with you the blind research, right? Somebody brought up, like, society told us when to eat. Right? I forgot about that. I want to share a funny story that I learned through some teaching. You guys, this is going to blow you away. You want to know where breakfast was created? Can I share with you guys how breakfast was actually created, like where that came from? This is no joke. This is a true story. You ready? So way back when food started to become highly manufactured, back in the 70s and 80s, after World War II, they started to cater to women, at-home women, working women, fast food. Like, you can trace it back. This is where Tyson and General Mills and Kellogg's, like all the companies that be nice, Jesse, be nice, Jesse, be nice, Jesse. All those companies that are around, you know, that's when that started. Here's how breakfast came into play. Kellogg's, the cereal company, went to the Chiquita Banana Company went to the cereal company and said, hey, listen, I want to make a deal with you. If you put a coupon for a free banana in every box of cereal, That's the deal they made. Then what they did is they actually paid physicians. Remember, this is way back in the day when laws weren't, you know, it was a little less, even though it's crazy now. They paid physicians to then tell everybody that breakfast was the most important part of the day. Now, let me tell you something. I'll be honest with you, there's really not much healthy about a banana. All that fake potassium crap, you're not getting that much potassium from banana. You're getting crap loads of sugar that are jacking your glucose and your insulin. Put that combined with the refined grains, the added sugar, the type 2 wheat, the inflammatory processes. Wow, what a great thing. That's how breakfast was created. So I just wanted to end on that quick story, but just some food for thought. I always find it fun when I learn these crazy things, and I just like to share them. So that's what I got.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that,
Yeah.
because you know what, it's empowering when we figure out where things are coming from and help us make our own decisions.
Yeah, let me just tell you, there is no right and wrong time to eat food. It's when you feel that you need to be nourished and you fuel your body. And when you feel hungry again, you eat more food. And when you don't feel hungry, you don't eat more food. Just like your ancestral human beings. Just live like them and things are going to be pretty good.
Awesome. So thank you so much.
Do the opposite of what mainstream media tells you to do. And most of what the FDA tells you to do. Just do the opposite and you'll pretty much be on the right path for good metabolic health.
Trust your gut, trust your instinct, lean into that, lean into what feels right, because your instincts know more than social media. It knows more than
1000%.
media. It knows more than what's published. It does. Trust it. When you heal it, it makes a difference.
For sure.
So just one last reminder, there is no Shredders Unite call. So the next call in the community will be the Shred Your Body call next week with Jesse and his special guest. And I will be back with you on Wednesday night for the Come Alive call. If you are ready to share your testimony, tinyurl.com/come alive call, sign up and I'll get in touch with you to make sure you have all the information. Have a great week, everybody, and thank you.
Good night,
Bye,
guys.
everyone. Good night.
Night.